I work in a retirement home and always seek advice from the older folks. This week I was curious about their regrets, so I asked them. Surprisingly, almost 60% mentioned their biggest mistakes happening in their 40s. This surprised me because I never considered it. I always imagined they'd say something like, "You know, young man, back in my 20s, my friends invited me to Hawaii, but I was scared of flying, so I declined. Now I regret it." But I never expected people to regret their 40s, thinking they're full-grown adults and past that stage. Clearly, I was mistaken. But now I'm eager to hear exactly what they regret and why. Their responses were indeed surprising. So I grabbed my notebook and wrote it all down to share in this video. So here are 5 things older people regret in their 40s. The first thing that stood out for me the most was fitness. Robert, an older gentleman at the retirement home, shared with me that many of his friends regretted neglecting their fitness during their 40s. Initially, I questioned why staying in shape mattered at that age. However, my perspective shifted when I observed another resident. Let's call him Tom. Tom, who is around 70 years old, stood out because of his muscular physique. Despite his age, he was remarkably fit and strong. Not only did he look impressive for his age, but he also exuded the most energy, commanded the utmost respect, and was the most popular person in the room. It made me realize that taking care of one's fitness, even during the 40s, can have a significant impact on later years. This revelation made me reflect on the broader implications of fitness in one's 40s. It's not just about physical appearance, but also about long-term health and well-being. Research shows that maintaining fitness levels in your 40s can significantly reduce the risk of chronic diseases and improve overall quality of life. Moreover, prioritizing fitness at this stage can have profound effects on mental health. Exercise has been proven to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, and boost cognitive function. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good and maintaining a positive outlook as we age. Robert's observation also reminded me of the importance of being a role model for younger generations. By prioritizing fitness in our 40s, we not only improve our own lives, but also set a positive example for our children and grandchildren, inspiring them to lead active and healthy lifestyles. In conclusion, the takeaway from all of this is that you have to prioritize your fitness regardless of your age. My father once told me that exercise is the cure for everything, not just physical strength, but also mental resilience. Consider this. Whether you're dealing with a breakup, work challenges, or the loss of a loved one, the solution is always to push yourself harder. Because after a run or a workout, you'll feel different, more energized, and better equipped to face life's challenges. The second thing that stood out older people regret is the typical follow your dreams. To be honest, I heard it so many times before, but this lady I talked with during lunch was so obsessed about this topic that I viewed the whole thing from a different angle. Her name is Berta, and she and I talked for hours about this topic. While she talked, I just listened. She told me that she was a ballet dancer and was good at it. Her dream was always to make it to the top. But when she got pregnant, she had to stop. And after the kids were old enough, she was getting kind of lazy and never took it seriously again. I saw in her eyes how she regrets it. I asked her, why are the 40s the crucial years, and not, for example, the 30s? She told me that in your 40s, you're halfway through life. So you start thinking about what you've achieved and what dreams you haven't chased yet. It's when you might feel a rush to go after those dreams before it's too late. This time also brings moments of looking back and maybe feeling regretful about missed chances. I talked with the father of my friend about this, and he said that the 40s are a turning point because people start realizing that they're not getting any younger. He mentioned how it's common for priorities to shift during this time, with many feeling a sense of urgency to make the most of life. He emphasized the importance of taking risks and pursuing passions, as waiting too long can lead to regrets. My conclusion is that you should never give up your goals and stick by them, because I've never seen people that obsessed over some topic like that. And by the way, if you have any questions, suggestions, or something is unclear, let me know in the comments below. This helps me to make better videos, and better videos means I can help more people with this kind of problems. The third most common topic was actually a controversial one. It's prioritizing work over friends and family. I was discussing this with a colleague, reflecting on what Berta and the other elderly people had shared with me about following your dreams. They all seemed to have a similar story. Whenever they were passionate about something, someone in their life got in the way. My colleague mentioned that while family is important, if you're old and haven't achieved anything, You're probably not satisfied. Curious, I decided to ask the older folks about this, unintentionally causing some confusion. As they sat on the sofas, I asked, if you could go back in time, would you prioritize work over friends and family? What followed was unexpected. Half of them were almost offended, questioning how I could think that way, while the other half admitted they might have focused a bit less on family and friends. I noticed my question had stirred up strong reactions. Some older folks were upset, saying they couldn't imagine putting work ahead of family and friends. They stressed how much they regretted any times they might have done so. But others admitted they had sometimes focused more on work than on loved ones. They understood the value of family and friends, but said they sometimes let work take over, leading to feelings of regret. To be honest, I don't have a clear opinion about that. I understand both sides. But maybe you have one. If you're experienced something similar, or have someone that is involved in this, please write your opinion in the comments down below. It's really interesting to hear different opinions or suggestions. So now, after the half of the retirement home doesn't want to speak to me anymore because I'm such a horrible person for asking that question. Despite this, I continued speaking to the remaining residents. What I found particularly interesting was the topic of retirement planning. Retirement is a time many look forward to a chance to relax, pursue hobbies, and spend time with loved ones. However, the key to enjoying retirement to its fullest is financial preparedness. I spoke with Jose, a Portuguese man who moved to our country at the age of 35. He shared with me the problem he faced. He had nothing saved in his pension fund. By the time he turned 45, he experienced burnout because of this financial stress. As someone who knows a bit about financial stuff, I empathize with him completely. It must be terrifying to realize that you're legally retired in around 15-20 years, yet you have virtually no savings to support yourself in your older years. Luckily, Jose was an experienced electrician and decided to open his own company, which turned out to be a total success. While I won't delve further into the specifics of his business, I can say that it's incredibly impressive. But there are many people who doesn't have the power or knowledge for self-employment. And I don't judge that. But you have to find ways to get at least a safe retirement. If you want a full video about that topic or any questions, again, just write it in the comments below. I will reply to every comment. The last thing I noticed a lot was traveling. In the retirement home, the most talked about topic is traveling. I hear about it all the time. From visiting the pyramids in Egypt to skiing in the Alps, they share stories about where they've been, when they went, and who they went with. I find it fascinating to listen to, but there are some people who didn't travel much, and they feel sad about it now. They wish they had explored more of the world when they had the chance. For example, there's Jose, the electrician. He couldn't visit many places due to financial constraints, but he had a passion for mountains. His biggest dream was to climb Mount Everest. Unfortunately, that dream remains just a dream for him. Many people have told me that if they could time travel, they would go back to their 40s and travel more at that age. To be honest, I still don't fully understand why the 40s are the golden years. I always thought everyone wants to travel in their 20s, but maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not sure who will find this video interesting, but I'd really appreciate your feedback. Please leave your comments below and let me know how I can improve for next time. Your input is really important to me. Anyway, have a nice Sunday.